Hi guys, Rose here with the Cackling Moon. This is going to be a client's Howl at the Moon reading. And I have their email here, but without giving out any personal information, this client is basically looking to see if they should restart up their business or if they should start fresh with a whole new look and a whole new name. So that is what we're going to be reading about. They are just worried about, I guess they had difficulties in the past with their business, and they don't know if starting up with their same name is going to kind of give them a certain reputation with people, or if it'll allow them to still be very like to pick up where they left off and shoot from there, or if starting fresh and starting over completely with a whole new name will be better and more beneficial to them. Now, I can see the fears with both things because if things didn't end too well with your business, but you did have a large follower base, which I know you did, I can see why starting up with the same name will cause, certain difficulties if people had a certain opinion of you when you left. So I could see that, but I can also see why you would want to start with the same name, because that is something that you have labeled yourself as. That is who you are. And to have a large follower base like that, yeah, I can understand why, you would want to pick up where you left off. But starting over also will allow you to have a whole new outlook, a whole new appearance, and if you're going to be having new content on your website and your shop, however you go about, selling your stuff, that might be beneficial for you as well. But the downfall of starting fresh and starting over is you will be starting over from the very bottom, and you're going to have to kind of work your way up, but it doesn't mean it's not possible. So let's check and see what the cards will say. So let me move down the screen down to the table. And for the reading, I'm going to be working with the Halloween Tarot and the Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle cards. So the Howl at the Moon reading is a 7-card reading that will give you an idea of a timeline for a specific question regarding time, future, or career path. So I'm reading straight from my shop. This is a great reading to help you figure out if something you were trying to manifest will be successful or not. So this is actually the perfect spread for this kind of a question. Sorry, I just want to drink some water. My throat is getting dry. So we're going. How this reading works is there's going to be 4 tarot cards that I'm going to be pulling, and then it's going to be 3 oracle cards. So I'm shuffling, just thinking about your business and who you are. So I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to lay out the cards before flipping them over. And then let's do the oracle. The oracle cards are meant to be advice. So this is the major part of the reading, and then the oracle cards are meant to tie in as advice cards. All right. Okay. So let's start first with the tarot cards that I pulled. So this is the first one. The full moon, the energy of the situation in question. And you got the devil. So you're definitely between two things. The devil is particular about two sides. So, whoops, the good and the bad, or, you know, in your case, it could be what is, you know, the good path or the more negative path. The energy in of the situation with the devil card is telling me, you know, it's fear-based, but you're also allowing this fear to kind of control yourself and to control any decisions or actions that you do want to take. The devil card is usually a deeper, darker manifestation of ourselves. We are generally in fear of our own, of us. It's not necessarily, or I mean, it could be in certain situations. It could be someone else, a negative person that we are with, or, you know, a negative entity that is around us. But in this case, I do feel like you are your own worst enemy. You are your own worst critic, and the devil is revealing to you that you are the one who is causing this to be a more difficult situation than what it needs to be. So I feel like the devil card is saying, you know, for one thing, that this is a you thing, that you have manifested your own fears, and you are allowing your own fears to kind of control any action that you want to take regarding this subject. So that says a lot, and that's really nice to see that, because it shows that you have the ability, if you have the power to create your own fears and turn them into, you know, roadblocks, you also have the power to get rid of these fears. So that's also a plus as well. Next, we have werewolf, the change or action that needs to take place. And you receive the 9 of pumpkins. The 9 of pumpkins, are also known as the 9 of pentacles. This is a card of abundance. We have a female in the picture, which I do feel resembles you. And you are definitely vibing with this 9 of pentacle cards. I know you, and I know your business in the past, and I know what you are capable of doing. You've always been that person that I've even envied myself, where you have been able to have a large follower base real fast. And I think that that is a trait that a lot of people, they like you. There's a lot of traits, personality traits. There's a lot of things that people can kind of resonate with you on a personal level. And I think that that's why you receive so many followers. And so I feel like this is the kind of energy you really want to reignite when it comes down to your business and starting over, and, you know, putting yourself out there again. Put yourself out there as a confident business woman. Put yourself out there as a confident tarot reader. You know, don't put yourself out there and be plagued as somebody who failed and now you're coming back from, you know, failing. But don't put that kind of energy out there. People do not need to know. They don't need to know about that. If people do see you and recognize you and know of it, you know, that's part of the game. But you don't have to go put it all out there and express to these people what happened and this and that. You have every right to start up how you want to. And I do feel like this is kind of like picking up the pieces from where you were left off. You probably have a large following base who really cares and really is curious. I myself was one of them, and I even reached out to you. Who cares and is wondering where you're at. Where did you go? How have you been doing? Or is everything okay with you? I think that there's a lot of people who are wondering this. So I do feel intuitively, I feel like the 9 of Pentacles is telling you to come back as you were. Come back as who you are, who you are comfortable being. You don't have to come back as the same name, though. You know, if you really feel in your heart that that name no longer matches the kind of work and services that you're going to be offering, you don't need to come back as that same name. Come back with a new name. But I feel like don't do away with your old social networking connections. I do know that from experience when I switched over my name, you can switch over the name of your account to another name. You know, you can change that. So I feel like that might be something that would work in your favor, you know, to maintain that large following base that you once had, and to be able to reconnect with those of your clients and those of your followers who are wondering and you know, who miss you. And then the ones that maybe have a more negative feeling of you, they don't have to follow you anymore. And they don't have to participate, and they don't have to go to you as a reader or purchase a reading from you. You know what I mean? Like they are not forced to do that. We are all human beings, and we all make mistakes, and we all have our struggles, and that is just how it is. Nobody is perfect, and there is no perfect tarot reader. So I just want to make sure that you are aware of that. Coming back as you were, there's nothing wrong. And I feel like it's powerful, and it will show power and a lot of confidence in you, and I think a lot of people will be able to relate to that. Now we have Howl, what you need to know before getting started. And you got the 9 of Bats. So another 9 card. These 9 cards that are coming forward, the Devil is number 15, but the 9 cards are telling me that you're just almost there. So your journey, this path, this cycle that you have been on, you're on at the point of number 9. Number 10 is the very end. It's the finish line, and then you will get to start over again. So I feel like you're there, but you're not quite yet. You still have to do some preparations. You still have to kind of tweak the shop a little bit, or you know, do the username changes and all that kind of stuff. I feel like that's what you need to work on right now. Work on getting your services, what it is you're going to be offering. Get those ready to go. Have a business journal. Let me show you mine. I have a business planner where I will write down the client's name and the order and everything, and that's how I keep organized. So I highly suggest getting one of those. You can find them super cheap, but it really pays off to be organized. So I think you have a lot of like little loose ends to tie before you actually come out and open up shop again. And I do feel like this 9 of Bats is revealing that. But the number 9 is what was standing out to me, so I just thought I would say that first. So the position is Howl. What do you need to know before you get started? The 9 of Bats is saying before you get started, the fact that the card is a stress card, the fact that the bats are revealing all of the thoughts rolling around in this individual's head. Okay, all of the bats are ideas, thoughts, worries, stress, people, everything. This is all piled on in your mind, and it's revealing that it is something that you deal with at night. This is causing you to be up at night. You stress about it. It's a stress card. So what you need to know before you get started, I feel like this is saying, you know, you have a lot of loose ends to tie. You have a lot of things that you need to make sure that are in 100% working order before you actually open up shop. Because once you open up shop, you really want to be in a kind of a mental mode, that mode of working, the mode where you are prepared to take an order or 2 or 5 or 100 and do them. You want to make sure you have the time to do these orders. You want to make sure that you are not over working yourself, you know. Only limit the number of orders that can be purchased from a specific product. So, for example, if you have a specific kind of a reading available in your shop, only have a certain number that people can order from. So instead of making it 100, make it like 5. So there are only 5 of those readings available, and once it sells out, you know, you can replenish it later, but it allows you to not get over your head too soon. You know what I mean? The other thing is scheduling. Make sure that you have a schedule for these readings and for these services. We all have our own lives. We are all 100% allowed to live our personal life and be ourselves. But at the same time, you are running a business, so you need to be professional about it. If you are receiving people's payments, you want to make sure you are getting their readings out in a timely manner. So with that comes creating a schedule for when you are going to be working on these readings, setting that time aside for that, and two, having a turnaround time frame to work. Like, and what I mean is, when you get the order, how long will it take for you to finally deliver the order back out? And make it reasonable. When I first started reading, and this reading is going to be long, by the way. I'm sorry, you guys. There's just so much that I want to say for this client. So just an FYI. But when I started reading, my turnaround days were, I think it was like 3 or 5 days. And at first it was great because I had a lot of time on my hands, and my hours were a little bit different at work, and I wasn't working full time. I was working more of like a part-time job, or 30 hours a week. And so I had more time to myself, and I wasn't getting as many orders. So I had more time to devote to doing the order and turning it out within 3 to 5 days. Well, I started getting to the point where my orders were coming in more frequently. And it's to the point where sometimes it's once a day I'll get an order, which is great. But if my turnaround day is only 3 or 5 days, it puts on the pressure. So making it reasonable to you and your lifestyle. For me, I work a full-time job on the side. That is my number one priority, is the full-time job. Then comes the tarot business, and then, of course, my personal life and all of that. And the full-time job takes precedence. It is the major point. But I have a turnaround day of 10 days from the day that my client makes their order. So it allows me a week and some days to get their readings to them. If it's a video reading, they usually come out a few days later. If it is an email reading, sometimes I will take the maximum 10 days because email readings take so much more energy. So keep that in mind as well. Email readings, sometimes if you're offering just email readings, they're going to take a lot of time and energy. So that's why email readings, they'll cost a little bit more than what the video readings do, because it's just more time. So make sure you're thinking about that. Have a time frame of your turnaround days. How long is it going to take you to dish out a reading? And offer your products, but offer only limited amounts so that you're not in over your head. Okay. And it's nice to have sales, but I would say don't go overboard with the sales. Only do what you can. Only offer what you are willing to put out. And there's 365 days in a year. So you don't have to throw out all your goodies in one go. Spread it out. That's just how you kind of learn. So you learn from that. But of course, have a planner. Definitely have a planner to help you keep track of your sales and the people and the money coming in and all of that. It helps. Okay. So number 4, this is midnight. How long will this take to transpire? And you got the 7 of Imps. So 7. You have a 7 card here. I'm paying attention to the 7. 7 to me can be 7 days. So it could be a week. Maybe from the day that you watch this reading, a week later, you're going to feel comfortable to open up shop. 7 can also say 7 weeks. So a month and a half. Or the 7th of a day. This could be a Sunday. If you think of Monday through Sunday, Sunday would be the 7th day of the week. So it might be a Sunday that you will open up shop. Or it could be the 7th day of a month. So the 7th, the 17th, the 27th, you know what I mean. Or the month. The 7th month of the year is July. So I don't think that's going to be it. I don't think it's going to take you almost a full year to finally open up, but I'm just throwing it out there. That's how I read these, these numbered cards. So I do feel in your case, it's something you've been thinking about. I do see this happening within a week time frame, because I'm sure you've already tried to start putting stuff together, or a month and a half from now. Okay. Okay, so let's start looking at the oracle cards, which are the advice cards. So the first one I pulled for you is the High Priestess of Water. I was hoping that you were going to get one of the High Priestess cards in this deck, because I do see you as a High Priestess. I mean, I helped you. I've given you advice many times. I've seen you grow. I definitely feel like, you have a lot of potential and a lot of people look up to you. So as a High Priestess of Water, this is showing you have connection with people. People connect to you, and people love to talk to you, and they love to see what you're doing. You have that people-person connection. So the High Priestess of Water is definitely giving me that feeling that you definitely know how to connect with people. I don't need the guidebook for that one. Because I feel like I identify with a High Priestess of Water as well. So we won't even read the card, the portion from the guidebook. Number 2 is honesty. Wow. Honesty this is coming from 2 different angles. Honesty with yourself for number 1. Being honest with yourself regarding this path. Is this something you really are serious about? Is this something that you know you are capable of doing? Be honest with yourself when it comes to finally making your decisions. But also, this is being honest with other people, with everyone else. And I feel like that goes hand in hand with this 9 of Pentacles card that I chose for you. And when I was saying, I feel like this is indicating coming back as you were. You don't need the fresh new start to come back with a whole new identity, because there's people out there that care about you. But I also feel like this is also you being honest with these people, because down the line, eventually, someone's going to recognize you, your face, or your style, and they're going to wonder what happened. And those people, all of those followers that you have, they're going to feel kind of like, you just left us and you didn't say anything, like we had a connection and then you just broke it off, kind of like being dishonest. So I feel like this honesty card is speaking truth, saying you need to be honest with these people. They were once your clients. They trusted in you. You need to be honest with them. It's card number 26. My darling, you have chosen the symbol of clarity and true communication. Now is the time to be absolutely honest with yourself about what you want and what you were thinking about and what your motives and feelings are. Honesty is the way to truly step into your power. When you choose honesty above all else, your goddess, I will send you courage to do what is right. This is also a time to demand honesty and integrity from others. You have a right to get clear messages. There is the greatest freedom and power in telling the truth. That is 100% powerful. So I'm telling you, coming back as you are, revealing yourself, but maybe if you want to change the name or the look of your shop and whatnot, do it. But coming back as you are, there's no need to hide. Be honest, okay? And then number 3, you got Grove. This one will be interesting to see what the guidebook says, because Grove has always been one of those difficult ones for me to decipher intuitively. So let's just check out number 20, I think, is it 21 or 12? 21. Grove is, I, Nyx, the goddess of night, invite you to my grove to heal your wounds and mend your heart. Oh, that's so beautiful. So healing your wounds and mending the heart, which is definitely what you're trying to do. It was a blow for you to see things not work out the way you wanted to maybe feel like you're losing trust of people or being a disappointment. Now is the time to apologize to anyone that you have harmed. Make your friendships whole again and choose healing over anger and pain. Choosing my beautiful grove is a powerful sign that you are at a wondrous, strong time in your life. Show compassion and kindness to others. No one is perfect yet. Imperfection is perfect as it is. If you are hurting, know that it will pass and that I watch over you. If someone you love is hurting, take this time to be there for this person. The sacred grove heals all aches and pains, especially a heart that has been wounded. Beautiful. The cards are really urging you to come forward, whether you really, you open up shop and you're serious about this, or if you just want to come forward as you are. People are waiting for you. People are waiting to hear from you. People are wondering if you are okay. I was one of them, and I reached out to you. But I definitely feel like if you feel in your heart that reopening your shop and reopening your business is something you really want to do, make sure you have it planned out. Plan it out. Don't make it harder than what it needs to be. Offer just a select few items. You don't have to have like a large selection of products for people to choose from. Maybe like 5 readings. Pick 5. Keep them in the shop. See how you feel doing just those 5, and only have a limit of maybe 5 orders per reading. You know what I mean? 5 items per product. And give yourself enough time to deliver a reading. There is nothing wrong with having a turnaround date of 10 days. I do it all the time. And, every once in a while you get somebody to be picky about it, but it's your life and you have other responsibilities. So be very, be very realistic when it comes to that. This concludes your reading. I hope that it gave you some answers, and I hope it helped you, gave you some insight on what it is that you should do. I look forward to seeing what takes place. If you have questions, I am here for you. You know where to reach me. Thank you for trusting in me to do this reading for you, and I wish you all of the best in the decisions that you make. Anyone who's still watching, if you are interested in a private reading with me, let me know. Check the links in the description box that will take you to my shop, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.